All right, it's another week. It's another Sunday. The second implementation of Shootin Da Ish is in full effect. My name is Charlie Maverick, and I have Jimbo Banks on the show, the host of Jimbo Knows. And there's just two of us for right now. You know, it was what was it, five last week, Jim?
Yes, five of us.
Five. So three of us didn't make it to the following week. But hopefully life works out and we get everyone back on the show next week. But with that being said, we will move on because what do they say in church? If two or more gather in the midst, something, something, something. I don't know after that. I don't know. But how's your week been?
My week went real good, man. Had a good week, had a good weekend. Spending time with my niece and nephew on their birthdays. Went to the pool today with them, so I had a good weekend.
I saw all the pool pictures, man. So do you know how to swim?
Yeah, of course.
So I don't. It's like a stereotype. I'm a black dude. I don't know how to swim. Honest to God. Honest to God. My mom knows how to swim. My dad doesn't know how to swim. He was in the military though, so I don't know how that worked out. But he doesn't know how to swim. He was in the Air Force, so
That's the reason why. If he
yeah.
was in the Navy, they would have made him swim.
Mm. They would have threw him in the pool. I remember I had this friend that she was in the Navy, and she didn't stay in too long, but her thing was she didn't know how to swim before she went in. And what they did is they take her up. I don't know if they still do it, but they take them up to this the platform, the diving platform, and it's not that low. It's kind of high up there, and I guess it's to scare the shit out of them or something. And what they do is you have to jump. You can't come down. You have to jump. I don't know what they do if you don't finish the jump. I wouldn't jump. They would just have to kick me out, or they have to beat me down or something, haze me or something. But you jump, and it's the scariest piece of crap that you ever go through if you don't know how to swim. Just jump into this big body of water, and you don't have any floaties on. Um, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, it was a liberating experience," and she almost shit on herself. So,
Let
um,
me, let me just tell you something. If you jumping up from a high enough platform and you got arm floaties on, those damn things are gonna help you know where they're gonna explode right when they hit the water.
well, so here's the thing. I used to go to the beach with my friends, uh, and you remember on Folly Beach when you can drink.
Yeah,
So I can't swim. So if you could paint a picture in your mind, so it was me and a few other people. We were out there drinking beer. It was hot. It was a bad idea. This bad idea. It was just hot outside, and um, we would sit on the beach drinking. We'd go in the ocean once in a while, and Folly Beach has those currents.
yeah, rip currents.
Yeah. So I can't swim, so I have to stand up in the water. Now I've tried to swim time and time again. I'm not buoyant. I can't float. I tried. I know how to dog paddle. I know how to
Then
do that.
then you know how to swim a little bit then.
I know the technique. I just can't float. My body. See, sometimes you will find a person that just can't float. I tried on my back. I relaxed. What? Do you have to put air in your lungs or something or whatever? Um, yeah, I submerged, so that didn't work out. I tried on my stomach, held my breath, whatnot, and tried to go in and relax and just go ahead and swim. So I made it like maybe a half a foot and went straight down. And I realized I should stand up. Maybe I should just be the one that stands up. So I was out there drunk, about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, sweltering heat in the midst of July, and we're out there, and the rip currents are gone too. I mean, the rip currents are so bad. You're like, you have someone that's swimming right next to you, and I turned around and looked at the shore because this little kid was doing some stupid stuff on the shore, and I looked back and they were way out there. I'm like, oh shit. They were like, help. No, I can't. I can't do that. I can't help you. You might die today. So I go as far as my like right here. I'm up in here. I'm like,
Wait, hold on. I got to stop you real quick. If you know you don't know how to swim, why the hell are you going to head first in the ocean?
dude, look. I was trying to be brave. I was in the shallow water. First of all, with me trying to teach myself how to swim. Because I don't want anyone to teach me how to swim. Because if you get the wrong person to teach you how to swim, they're gonna be like, oh man, you're old. You're in your like. I was in my late 20s at the time, and he was like, yeah, you old enough. Don't be no bitch. Just take this like a man and learn how to swim. Throw little kids in the pool. They learn how to swim. Little babies know how to swim. I'm like, fuck you. Little babies come outside the womb where they were floating in the water for 6 months. So
Nine
f
months.
you. Yeah, 9 months. Some six. But so yeah, I'm like, I don't want anybody to teach me to learn how to swim because I don't want to have to beat their ass. Just for the sheer fact that I'm not ready for you to tell me to do whatever you're gonna do, and like hold my breath. And I don't know how people teach people how to swim. If they hold my head underwater, I'm coming up swinging. That's
No,
all I'm saying.
they don't hold your hand underneath the water, man.
Basically, it's not gonna happen. Me and swimming ain't gonna happen. So
You eventually will learn. It's going to take you some time, man. That's the only thing it'll do.
here's my thing, and I might look crazy or whatever, but if I go on a boat, a cruise ship, or anything like that, that requires me to be a chance that I might need to get in water to either save myself from a burning vessel or
Life jacket.
I will have a life jacket on, but guess what? It will be the flyest life jacket ever. You be like, hey man, where you get that vest from, Old Navy? I'm like, nah man, this is fly, right? And right when I'm about to go in, life jacket. Woo! Killing it.
You're going to bring your own life jacket on the ship because
Yeah,
they got life jackets for everybody on that ship.
look, you saw the Titanic.
They ain't had no damn life jackets in the Titanic.
For They had life jackets on the
Well,
Titanic.
But you
Yeah.
had to be rich to get one, though. Me and you wouldn't fit in that category.
Look, here's my thing. I might be on the toilet at my luck. I'll be on the toilet at the time where they're handing out the life jackets, and then the time frame where they stop handing out life jackets will be over by the time I see what's going on. So I'm gonna be running up there like, "Hey, what's going on? Boat sinking? Holy crap! Where the life jackets? Oh no, they locked the door back up. They locked the door back up. What the hell is going on?" So the boat sinking. I'm like, well, guess what? I got my own life jacket. Boom, and I'm
Guess
good.
what? I guess what? You don't need yours no more.
Nah, man. Look. I don't care if I'm going fishing. I don't care if I'm just chilling out in a pontoon boat. I don't care where I'm at. If I'm on a body of water, I will have some type of flotation device around my body. It's not an inner tube, not a child floaty because the child floaties can't support my weight, but it will be some form of a life jacket or a breathing apparatus. Okay, so some if if I got to go down, I'm going down prepared. Okay, so yeah, I don't even know my point now. I fucking don't even know my point, but is the fact that I'm glad you can swim. Okay, but me going to the pool is okay. Me going to the pool is like, yeah, I'm chilling by the pool. I'm not going in the pool.
With
If
a
I
drink
go
in
in,
your hand.
yeah, if I go in the pool, I'm going like waist deep, and that's it. So what's it with that? What's the fascination with people going in the ocean, like on the beach? What's the
I
fascination?
I really don't know because I hardly don't go into the ocean to tell you the truth because you got too many damn things to eat you in there.
That is not my concern.
Wait. I'm not going into somebody else's territory and become food, if you know what I mean, like a shark.
That's not my concern. No, that is a concern, but that's not my main concern. That's not my everyday concern. My everyday concern is looking at the aspect of the ocean is the world's toilet. So I'm swimming in a global toilet. You dump everything in the ocean. I mean, fish take a shit in there. Whatever type of marine life takes shits in there. People pee in pools, so you know they pee in the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Dead shit just floats around. Pollution is
Yeah.
all up in there, and you swim. You know, you just got your mouth open and shit, and then you get shit in your mouth. It's salty. You get what is this salty water? You're like,
Salt
yeah,
water,
but
dumbass.
yeah, but like you got salt water, and you know, salty for a reason, and just be like, why does salt water taste like not salt water? I'm like, because it's probably fish poop you just swallowed too. And you see this boat going by like in the distance, and what if they're like leaking something? I don't know, whatever in the water. What if people are like on the side of the boat like peeing, or like okay, so people dump some type. I wonder how cruise ships like dump the waste. Do they dump it in the water? I'm pretty sure
No,
they
that's
dump it in the water.
no, they don't. They gotta wait until they get back to the ports and they do it that way.
Okay, okay, so that's good. So at least we don't have an abundance of
Shit in the water.
people shit in the water with the traveling vessels. But hey, back in the day,
Back in the day, they did before all the regulations, but since all they got the regulations and everything, they can't do it no more.
like what is the fascination with swimming in the world's septic system? Like sewers flow out into one or two things. They go into this refinery, some type of thing. They're
To clean
uh,
it up and everything.
clean it up, but not all of it does that.
No,
Not all of it does that, and then you eventually have the shit go in the ocean.
that's right.
Oh, I don't know what people's fascination with that is. That's I would go in the pool, but then you know what? I don't know if it's just me. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't know I don't really understand. Maybe it's the reflection of the sunlight off the ocean that after I come back from the pool or the beach, it's the fact that everything has a pink hue for at least 3 hours.
I'm thinking that's just you because I was in the pool today and I don't see nothing pink for at least 3 hours.
No, it's like I don't know. I'm thinking somebody out there else but me has to have this type of thing to where everything looks like pink for an hour, because the sun is reflecting off the water, hitting back to your eyes. I'm going to say it's that because it only happens when I go to either the pool or go to the beach. And if
Hint.
I go to the beach, if I get in the water, maybe it's the water getting in my eyes. You
That
think
could
it's that?
that could be a possibility, but you could solve that by wearing sunglasses.
So look, okay, uh, I didn't think about that, Jimbo. First of all, who the hell made you so logical? Okay.
I don't know if you've seen the pictures. You see me with sunglasses on in the water.
Look, the times I went to the beach, it was not necessarily a planned venture. And when I used to go to the beach frequently, it's usually at night because, first of all, it's not hot as hell. Um,
I know why you're going to the beach. We ain't got to go there. Hint, hint.
oh man, no, this is not. It's not that. Seriously, is the fact that I grew up in the South and I still can't stand heat.
And
Like,
you
what's
still
so
live in
bad?
the South.
I still live in the South. And speaking of that, wonderful segue I did, and I didn't even mean to do that. Yesterday was one of the most horrible decisions I have made in my life in terms of my well-being. Um, so yesterday I was sitting at home, and my fiance went to Charleston for a baby shower. So I was sitting there, and I was like, I'm gonna watch The House of Cards season 2. So I got 3 episodes in. I'm like, you know what, this is a good season, but I'm bored. I'm really bored. I'm like, okay, I'm hungry. So I went to McDonald's and got some breakfast. I usually don't go to McDonald's because it's McDonald's. But I guess that maybe started off the day wrong going to McDonald's. Maybe that was the first chain of events that signified this was a bad decision day. But I went to McDonald's, came back, I was like, hey, hit up my homeboy. I was like, yo, we need to do something. He was like, I'm on a diet. I can't eat. It's very limited what I can do. I'm like, well, I'm bored. Uh, you don't know downtown so much. Let's walk downtown. And he was like, yo, let's go downtown and let's walk. And I was like, maybe it's gonna rain. He was like, maybe okay, sure, it's probably gonna rain. And then I was like, well, let's bring our umbrellas and some water because I knew if the sun stayed out, it was gonna be hot. And it was the fact that if it's gonna rain, we need umbrellas. So we get the Buckhead, taking the train, get the Buckhead. We get the Buckhead, and basically we walk out, and we like, okay, it's hot. Let's go inside. And I showed him one of our hotels because we work for a hotel company. Went inside one of the hotels, and great AC. Is this wonderful AC? And you know, it's a blessing that man created air conditioning. But apparently, we took that air conditioning for granted because I had the great idea of walking. It was like, hey, you know, it's a straight shot from Buckhead to downtown. He was like, what? I was like, yeah. So why don't we just walk down there? He's like, how far is it? It's about 8 miles. He was like, oh no, it's kind of hot. I'm like, hey, don't be no bitch.
Now you're gonna tell a man who's starting to get healthy now, 8 miles ain't gonna be hard to do.
Look, I do it on the regular, okay?
I
I could do 8 miles easy walking on the regular. But mind you, when I start walking, it's usually cold outside. So I
below
was,
freezing.
yeah, it's below freezing. And we were still in May. It's still May. So I'm like, you know what? Let's do it. Let's walk. We started walking from Buckhead to downtown, and we got no shade. There was no shade on the street. None whatsoever. At all. No shade. And every time we got to some shade, we had to keep walking because the shade was in the middle of a damn intersection. So we couldn't stay in the intersection. So we went inside to another hotel just to like, yeah, let's look around. Ha ha ha. This is freaking hot. You know, we walked out and we kept on going. And about 2 miles down the road, I realized, you know what? You committed to it. You can't really back out right now. So what we need to do is just keep on walking because another MARTA station is not really, you know, we got to go in like off the beaten path to
I think
go
I know what you're
inside.
talking about.
Yeah. So on Peachtree Street, if you start from Buckhead and walk straight for God knows 8 miles, you will get to downtown. But that was the worst piece of crap that I've ever done. I had a backpack on. Well, we both had backpacks on because we had our umbrella and water. I was like, hey, just in case we want to buy something, we can put it in our backpack so we don't have to walk around and, you know, potentially like targets, right? And we don't look like tourists. So I had the backpacks on. Dude, my back was like I jumped in the pool. Literally.
Because of
Jumped
the water.
because, no, because of the heat. The heat. And you know, being a smart person, you know, I think I'm very educated to a certain point. Apparently, I need to invest in shorts. I mean, I have basketball shorts, but maybe I need to have like some casual shorts to wear out. Cause to be honest with you, at one point, and when I knew it was a bad idea to do this hike, um, my nuts felt like um they were about to fall off. Then it felt like somebody was like, it was cold outside and you stand over a campfire and somebody is roasting your nuts. Uh, so you can share the roasted nuts around the circle and tell a campfire story. And my pants, it felt like if I was a baby or a very elderly person and have to use Pampers, but I didn't put the pamper on right, it felt like my pee might have missed the where it's supposed to catch it at, and it felt like I messed myself because I was sweating so much in my mid region. My deodorant ran out like 15 times over. For some reason, I wiped the sweat from my forehead, and at one point, I thought I was at the beach because it felt a little gritty, and I was like, "Is sand on my forehead, dude?" He was like, "No." I'm like, "Well, it sure fucking feels like sand is on my fucking forehead. This is fucking ridiculous." So,
I was surprised he didn't ask if you Never mind, I can't say that.
yeah, you can
No,
say
I'm
it.
not going. I'm not going to go there.
So to make this like okay, so we're both complaining about the heat, and I have to say this because it is very important key to the story. I'm a black man, he's a Mexican. We're both complaining about the heat, okay?
Wait. Wait a minute. How the hell the Mexican gonna complain about the heat? It's hotter from where he come from than where we come from.
He is not a first generation Mexican, okay? He is from California. And he lived in the South. He lived in California for a while. He lived in middle school. I think he said he lived in Georgia, and then high school and whatnot. He lived in South Carolina. Majority of his life was in the South. But I mean, look, I've been in the South all my life. I still can't stand the heat. Something about it makes me like I should go inside and watch TV. I think that's why they made TV. Honestly, it's too hot to go outside. Stay inside and
Stay,
watch TV. Yeah,
stay in the AC and watch TV.
that's why they made Netflix. You know how many heat strokes have been prevented because of Netflix?
A
Because
lot.
people just don't go outside and do random shit and die.
That's true.
A lot.
So
Apparently, I didn't follow the instructions.
why is Marvin's mic muted right now?
I don't know. Maybe he's being polite and just waiting until I finish the story. I mean, he hit me up and he said, "Great show." So he's watching. So I invited him. I don't know. He might not be available.
Oh, okay.
But we didn't make it to downtown. Basically. So we got like okay. So I saw the BB&T building and Wells Fargo building, which means we're in Midtown. We passed by what used to be Justin's restaurant, which was Diddy's restaurant, kind of on the outskirts of North Midtown and Buckhead. So I'm like, okay, we are close. The light at the end of the tunnel is close. So when we got to Midtown, I'm like, dude, I'm hungry. He was like, well, I can't really eat anything but vegetables. I'm like, you know what? Glad you said that. I know a place because I used to go to this ramen noodle shop in Midtown. I'm like, let's do that. He was like, where is it? I can't remember because it was so long ago. But I know it's on this side of the street though. That's all I know. So he was like, all right, let's do it. So
So what kind of diet you on? Only can eat vegetables.
he's on a no carb. He's doing these shakes, and he can if he needs a snack, he does carrots or celery and some shit like that.
because I do a protein shake in the morning and have a small lunch and a small dinner at night, but I don't. I usually eat meat and stuff like that.
Nah, he's not eating meat right now. He's on a cleanse. I think it's a 10-day cleanse, something like that.
Oh, okay.
Um, so I had to go to a place that was accommodating to him. Most places sell salads. I mean, you can find a salad anywhere, but I wanted to go to this place because it's a ramen noodle shop. It's a Thai place, and I wanted to be like, let's go here because I haven't been here in ages. They have good food, and see if you want to bring your wife back here or whatnot, just to chill out or whatever. So we went. We finally got to the point to where I think I know it's around here somewhere. So I saw the vortex on the other side of the street, right?
Oh God, don't mention that name.
And then I just realized I looked to the left. I'm like, holy shit, this thing has been across from the vortex the whole time. Which I was pleasantly surprised that I didn't have to walk anymore. So we walked into the place is called Noodle, and it's in the cut. It's like really in the cut. It's right after you pass Taco Mac, and right in where T-Mobile is or whatever. Right directly across the street from Vortex in Midtown. If you ever want to find it, it's called Noodle. It's in the cut. You have to be on the right side, on the left side of the street going south, and the right side of the street going north to see this. So we go in there sweaty. I'm talking about front, sides, back. I didn't even take my backpack off because there were families in there, and I didn't want to seem like I was a bum. Okay, and I walked in there, and it's like, you're gonna die. I was like, no, can we get a seat with the best piece of air conditioning that you ever had in your life? So you sat us down, and it was like, what do you want to drink? Water. Do I not look like I want water? So we got water, and dude, I don't know if it was the fact that I was hungry or the fact that that food was just so good. I only had miso soup and lettuce wraps. Holy shit, that was the best food I've had in my life thus far. And needless to say, this dude was like, "Hey Charles, let's walk back." I was like, "Man, fuck you. We're getting on the train."
This one want to walk back.
He was joking, but for the sheer fact I was joking the first time around, and then we ended up walking 7.5 miles. Let me know that I need to take charge here, and we need to just fucking get on the plane, okay? So I got a text just now that asked me why do I have two watches on. So if you watched Friday's Mavcast, I showed had the bear held up, and I realized that under the bear I had my long lost watch that I haven't seen for a while. So I felt the need to wear both my Pebble and my Polo watch to signify the reunion of watch and user. That is total bullshit, but that is all I have right now to say. So that is my Trek story for yesterday. I didn't die, of course, because I'm here. Uh, I abruptly took a shower when I came home. Uh, I did. I went to the grocery store after I took a brief nap, and had a wonderful evening eating a submarine sandwich and taking another nap and watching some more House of Cards. That was my day yesterday. That was a wonderful day, man. That's all I got. Dude, I was tired. And I was like, okay, I have knee problems. So I was like, okay, we're halfway there. And I'm like, you know what? My knee feels good because I can walk fine with my knee. My knee is not going to bother me when I'm walking. It warms up when I'm walking. It just hurts like hell, and I cannot run. It's a bad idea for me to run because it'll give out. Um, So I'm like we're halfway there, and I'm like, my knee is going to hurt like the Dickens tomorrow. and I was walking up the stairs today, and I forgot about what I said yesterday, but my knee did not forget what I said yesterday, and apparently my knee has a better memory than I do, because walking up the steps carrying grocery up, my knee was like, "Hey, fool, you remember what you said yesterday?" Ow! I was like, "Oh, Jesus, help me, Lord." I didn't. I almost didn't make it. Almost didn't make it. But enough about me. Enough about me. So
Marvin, you want to say something?
I was I was letting the man finish his story.
you're very polite. You're very polite, ladies and gentlemen. You know what? Let's clap for Marvin being so polite. Let's clap for him. Yes. No, because I just want to say because Marvin is very polite today and very courteous, and we rag Marvin all the time about him yelling and blah blah blah, and we call him Godzilla. We're gonna stop calling you Godzilla until further notice because you, sir, sat there and allowed me to finish that story without saying anything or calling me a coon or anything. I'm gonna applaud you again, sir. You're fucking awesome today. So welcome to the show. How you doing?
I'm alright.
Huh?
I'm okay.
Oh, okay, good, wonderful, wonderful. So, what's on your mind today? Are you ready for the NBA Finals?
That just added to my anger today.
Oh, why? Oh, you wanted the Pacers to go or something?
I didn't want that sucky ass team to go either, but
You want OKC to win?
look, I'm just upset with this all period. It's just all bullshit. Okay, it's just all rigged bullshit.
And it's not rigged. I mean, the Heat won fair and square, and so did the Spurs.
Okay, listen, I'm gonna tell you like I told somebody the other day. The NBA is rigged. They proved that in Game 5. Really, LeBron never gets fouled out, but this game he just happened to get fouled out. They lose, so they can do a Game 6, blow them out while they're at home. Really?
LeBron James didn't foul out in Game 5.
Okay, I'm sorry. He got damn sure close to it.
So I told y'all last year, oh, not last year, early before the season started, that the Heat were going back to the finals because nobody was going to beat them in the East, and the Spurs probably were going to make it back because OKC is going to do something to F up. Because to be honest with you, if the Lakers don't contend, the only real threat you have in the West is the Spurs. Because look,
Yeah.
I mean, that's all you got. OKC's not going to win the championship because they only have two scorers. There's not a team. It's two people and some other bums and Ibaka.
Well, apparently the two stars didn't mean nothing. They had to take Ibaka to get them to win.
Exactly. And how about, look, me and Jimmy talked about this at the end of the Mavcast on Friday. How about if you're out for the season, aren't you supposed to be out for the season, the rest of the season, the rest of the playoffs, and not just 2 games?
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, you gotta check his blood because he got something in there.
I telling you, he is the real life Black Panther from Wakanda. He is an Avenger. I'm trying to tell you, that dude is an Avenger. There's no way. He got the Adrian Peterson cortisone shot or something. Something happened, and
I told you to get that Dare Enter spray in his system or some shit like that.
it is no way that a doctor says you're out for the rest of the playoffs and then turn around, and I know he didn't have to get cleared, but you remember I said he was going to come back in a losing effort last week?
I'll be right back.
And he did come back in a losing effort. But why would he risk his career to do that? Like, to get a championship, you're not even guaranteed to get the championship. You're not even in the finals. You're trying to get to the finals. But to risk your health in terms of your legs, which you need legs to play in the NBA, and he hurt his legs So why would you risk that to possibly get to the finals, and then you don't know what's going to happen after that?
I don't know. It seems like a stupid mistake on his part.
I give him he has heart. I give him the story that he has. Like, he grew up in the house of a lot of children. He was from an African family. His dad was first generation African that they had to leave and whatnot. And then he doesn't take his fame or his athletic ability for granted, and he knows this is a blessing. And I buy all that. But at what point do you realize that you need to worry about your paycheck the next year? Like, we saw great players like Anthony Hardaway and Grant Hill. Grant Hill finished out his career, but he wasn't Grant Hill when we first saw him come into the league because injuries. Because you just gotta. I mean, give it to the team, but at the end of the day, if you they'll let you go if you're not a valuable asset. You just gotta think about the long term. And if I was him, I wouldn't have did it personally.
Yeah, that's true because if you come back from injury and get injured again, and you miss the whole season next season, what's to say they're going to keep you on the roster for the following season?
And that brings up a good point. What about Derrick Rose?
He's I don't know what to say about him. He's injury prone. The end.
Yeah. We're not. Yeah. I guess
I don't want to wish no jinx on him from coming back from this one, but you know it's going to happen.
I said it last year. People didn't believe me. I said it this year. People starting to catch on, and I'm going to say it again since, and for the most part, the season's over for everybody except the last two. So everybody else's season, the Bulls have been on vacation for a few weeks now, to say the least. So I'll say this. Derrick Rose, if you, sir, do not change the style of play that you have, if you don't look at the blueprint of what Dwayne Wade has given you, and you see how Dwayne Wade struggles with his leg injuries, he was just an explosive player as Derrick Rose is, and he had to adjust his game because of his he gets injured too quickly. I mean, the way that he plays is a way that you're going to get injured. Michael Jordan didn't get injured because Michael Jordan was, first of all,
the greatest.
He knew how to take punishment. He knew how to weave around people. He didn't crash into people recklessly with his body and throw his body all over the place. He was very conditioned. So I don't know how well Derrick Rose is conditioned, and maybe your conditioning is not the ultimate definer of you getting injured or not. I mean, if you bang the boards all night and you penetrate to the hole all night, and you just don't, he does not have a jump shot, and that's all you got, then you have no alternative but to keep doing the same thing. You would have thought during the off season last year that he would have tried to develop a new type game, come back like reinvented. First, to throw people off and figure out how to defend you. Second, to make sure you don't get injured the same way again. And he did. And if he doesn't change his game, he will get injured again, yet next season.
I will agree with you on that because, like you said, he needs to develop a jump shot. Every great point guard, shooting guard has a jump shot to fall back onto.
And he can't. Like, look, dude, you can drive to the hole all you want, but at what point do we cut off and say you can't get into the league unless you have a 45%, effective jump shot?
They will never do it though.
I know it's business, but they man, all the money, all the endorsements he got, and he can't make. You're a professional basketball player, and you can't make a jump shot over other people. Yes, Marvin, I'm sorry, but we're talking about Derrick Rose right now.
Watch your damn mouth.
But we're not talking about him in a bad way. We're just talking about how he could improve his game by adding a jump shot instead of just going through the hole and risk more injury.
He has to do it, man. Or he's going to be like Anthony Hardaway. He's going to fade away. As good as Anthony Hardaway is or was, he might go the same route if he doesn't change the way that he plays.
We just need some damn help. That's all we need.
Y'all got help.
No, we don't. We need help.
Look,
Every good player y'all had, y'all let him go for some damn. They let him go for some damn reason.
Money.
to pay Derrick Rose, right?
No, to pay Boozer.
that has not shown that he is dependable at all.
We waiting for his contract to end. That man is sucking us dry.
Yeah.
No homo. No homo.
He did the same thing in Utah, which I thought people would have learned from. He's not effective in the playoffs at all. He might get you numbers during the regular season, but he's not going to do anything in the playoffs. You could just chalk that up to the game. Pun intended.
Yeah, you're right about that shit.
Yeah.
So, are we eating Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
No, I'm in a calm mood today. I'm a little hostile, but I'm calm. I know it's an oxymoron, but I'm calm. So I made some Oriental teriyaki vegetables, and I made some tilapia over some garlic, butter, and lemon sauce.
Damn.
Sounds good.
So
You can't share?
yeah, come on, get some. See, you could tell something wrong with me because I'm being too calm today. I should have lit your ass up just now.
I'm trying. I'm really trying to pull, man. I'm trying. So, who do you think is going to take the first game of these finals?
Didn't I see you really pushing these buttons? Didn't I just tell your ass I'm not talking about this shit? This bullshit ass. Listen, we already know who's gonna win.
The Heat.
The commissioner has already said this. It's gonna win. They already got the shirts. They already got the CDs printed out, DVDs. Listen, it's bullshit. I'm not watching the NBA no more. I'm ready for football.
But
They can't have the DVDs ready right now because they ain't played the games yet.
Yeah, okay. They got them ready. Okay.
So I know you're not gonna say that you felt the same way in the '90s when the Bulls were winning because you're a Bulls fan, but it does feel like the same way back then. You know,
No, it
you knew the Bulls were gonna win. You just knew it, and
because
people
it was
that
a better
weren't
team.
people weren't Bulls fans. They were like, oh man, not again.
You know why? Because they were a better team. They were a whole team. The Heat is not a whole team. There are 3 good players.
Oh, okay.
I'm not talking about Christina Bosch as one of them.
Okay.
Talk about Ray Allen.
That is correct.
All right.
That is it.
Celtic pride right there. Yeah, I mean, I
how does a
agree.
team with 3 good players do this over and over and over again?
I'll tell you
Yes.
why. I'll tell you why right now. LeBron got far into the playoffs when it was just him and everybody else was scrubs. All he needed was somebody else that had a good work ethic and has proven track record that they can do something productive in life. Dwayne Wade already had a ring. Chris Bosh, he was just like, I need to get out of Toronto. Please help me. And he just went along for the ride. So
Ass face.
LeBron just needed help, and they might not have a complete team, as you said, but guess what? It was mounds better than what he had in Cleveland. Mounds, and all he needed was an extra kick, a fail-safe, just in case he couldn't pull it all himself. And he got that, and more.
Yeah.
I mean, you got Ray Allen. Takes the
Whatever.
pressure off of him and making the final shot when the game's closed. He has Dwayne Wade, so he can get more rest on the bench. And Dwayne Wade still, even with the injuries he had, Dwayne Wade is still a beast. You got Chris Bosh that he's just there, and sometimes he has a good game. You never know when he's gonna have a good game. But
You know what I say?
He just... Yeah, go ahead.
Fuck the Heat.
So how about the Spurs, though? How about the Spurs?
He don't like him either.
You know what? I don't have a problem. Yeah, senior citizens need to play ball. I have no problem with them.
I know he's going to go somewhere with that.
Every once in a while, it's cool to watch a geriatric league.
Wow. So, I grew up watching Tim Duncan, Wake Forest. I never really did like Tim Duncan until after 2000-ish or something, because he just looked like. What did Tim Duncan look like to me?
A herb.
No, he looked like something off of Jurassic Park.
No, that's Christina Bosch.
No, Chris Bosh looks like a velociraptor. But you remember in the first Jurassic Park where the Sam Neill and the two kids were sitting up in the tree and they just escaped the falling SUV. And
You're retarded.
And that big dinosaur just leaned over and sneezed on the girl. So yeah,
I know you're talking about the veggie dinosaur.
Yeah, the veggie one. You cannot tell me that dude does not look like that dinosaur species. Come on.
It's kind of funny.
He's always hunched over. He's like.
That's because he's fucking old.
He was always hunched over. What are you talking about?
See, Marvin never watched college basketball, football, nothing. He's nothing but pro.
Really?
Right. Yep.
Really?
Yep.
So he don't even know how Tim Duncan played when he was in Wake Forest.
Same exact way he plays now. Same.
You know what's crazy? I did watch college, and for some reason, at one point in time, I was fascinated with Florida State when Joakim Noah was on there. And he was doing really good, and he helped them get the championship.
Let me stop you right there. Joakim Noah played for Florida Gators, not Florida State.
Whatever. It's not Florida.
It's a totally different team, man.
I don't give a fuck. It's Florida. That's all I know.
Totally different team. Totally different team.
Goddamn Florida. Okay?
Totally different colors. Totally different area. Yeah. Kind of not. One is in Gainesville. One is in Tallahassee. Kind of different.
But let me ask you this. Did you know what the hell I was saying?
Yes, I did.
Yes. All right.
I didn't, because I didn't know where he came from. So I was about to tell people. I was about to tell people, yeah, this dude played for Florida State. They're gonna be like, what? Oh, Marvin has said, who the fuck is Marvin? Oh, all right. So look, college basketball in the '90s. I don't know who's a Duke fan, who's a Tar Heels fan. I know Jimmy's a Clemson fan. Clemson was good in the '90s. I remember. No. I mean, okay, they were decent.
I'm glad to correct that.
No, he don't like nothing about Clemson. Every time I say something about Clemson, he says, "Fuck my team, Carolina rules," all that kind of crazy stuff.
That's right, Carolina rules.
North Carolina?
No, he's not even a Carolina fan. I don't even know why he keeps on doing this.
Yeah, I mean, hey, Vince Carter, Rasheed Wallace, Eric Montross.
Let's go Gamecocks.
Mac Tarjai.
Let's go Gamecocks.
Jerry Stackhouse.
Shut up, Marvin.
Michael Jordan, Sam Perkins.
I know the teams that they played on in college, but I don't know. Yeah. I think I was too busy running the streets trying to fill up on women to be watching some damn sports.
Well, first of all,
I was being a man whore.
You was trying to be the gangster, but you weren't a gangster.
Real gangsters move in silence, but I was a man whore.
So you were a prostitute? Escort?
I'll smack you in your mouth.
You just said you were a man whore, and you get offended by calling you a prostitute. Really?
That's just sloppy.
You look in the mirror and you slap yourself and say thank you for suggesting that you slap yourself. How about you do that?
You see, you're trying to bring that side on me, but you know what? I'm not gonna let you do it today. I'm not gonna let you do it.
I don't know why you mad at me. I didn't take your Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Yeah, I didn't make the Heat go to the finals again, even though I knew it was gonna happen. Stop sucking your teeth like you about to bite somebody.
That's the sound of Godzilla Jr. right there.
Oh, see, I didn't do it. 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 So I don't know if you guys heard about this. I heard about this yesterday. TMZ is on a tirade of finding um, Caucasians saying racist things. So Justin Bieber, I gotta tell this joke because I don't have the ability to play the audio on this webcast, but it's a quick and simple joke, but it's terrible. So and it pissed me off. Okay, so first of all, I would like to say, first of all, that please don't go looking back in somebody's past and find them saying racial things, and then trying to diminish their character like a decade or half a decade later.
You talking
But
about the Paula Dean thing again too?
talk about Paula Dean. I kind of miss Paula Dean. Okay, she made beautiful things with sticks of butter. Okay, she fried chicken, just like your mama might have fried chicken. And look, she changed people's lives. She helped the pharmaceutical industries make a boost in money because people had high cholesterol. You know, everybody was eating off of Paula Dean's success. But yeah, Justin Bieber is the new case. TMZ acquired a tape. I don't know how they found it. Justin Bieber was sitting around with his friends, and I got to tell a joke because you won't be able to get it. Uh, and Marvin, don't get mad, okay? Don't get mad. Okay, hold it back. Okay, hold it back. So Justin Bieber told a joke. I do apologize in advance, but Justin Bieber was like, "Hey, why are black people scared of chainsaws?" Okay, so let me tell you the joke. Okay, so Marvin, why are black people scared of chainsaws?
I have no idea.
Run, nigga, 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 nigga. So he said that. Yeah.
What?
Yes, he said that. Yes, he
I'm gonna
did.
need somebody to catch his ass and drag
Yeah.
his little punk wannabe gangster black ass down the street.
Yeah. But I had to say in the beginning that you shouldn't look at somebody's past because I don't he probably doesn't still speak like that. And to be honest with you, behind closed doors, um, people say things that they normally wouldn't own up to saying. Um, and just because you're rich and famous and you make questionably good quality songs for teenage girls, it doesn't mean that you are not capable of saying things that could be offensive to another race. So, do we put these people, celebrities, musical artists, do we put them into a category to where when we hear that they say things like this, we're like, oh my god, I can't believe they could have said something like this. And I just want to say, as much as you're pissed off about the Donald Sterling thing, he did not say a racial slur at all. Justin Bieber, however, did blatantly, joke or not.
I don't listen to that punk ass music anyway.
I like a couple of his songs. And it doesn't make me feel a different way about him. Um, it just doesn't it doesn't do anything to me. But to put things into perspective, I mean, first of all, they're going to try to get him on saying the N word. But me and Harry had a conversation about the whole Donald Sterling thing and the whole freedom of speech, your First Amendment, and I really felt I thought about it for a while ever since the Donald Sterling thing came out. And you can make the argument that he was recorded illegally. He didn't know that he was being recorded, and whatever. But freedom of speech to me is You know how you got that double standard in some type of cultures to where let's say gender cultures. So you can't call a girl a bitch, but she can call her girlfriend and everybody around her or herself a bitch, right? Um, and you can say things as the government. You can do things in terms as the government, but when somebody in the public sector does something, and not even to the effect that it should be blown up, they will take that and they will run with it to where you killed like 5 kids with your hands and act like you did the worst thing possible, and then they find a way around your First Amendment right. Like if you diminish the character, if they say you're diminishing the character of an organization, you will be fired. You still will face consequences. The First Amendment. I want to ask you too. Do you think in most cases, especially with social media, which has blatant hardcore evidence that you said either audio, written, or video, that your First Amendment rights do not carry any weight anymore at all?
Okay, so and this is gonna sound totally ridiculous. Everybody tells me I'm crazy for saying this, but there is your right to say what you want, but I just feel like certain people just can't do that. I'm sorry.
And who are those people?
And when I say that, I just mean like white people and Chinese people. They just can't do that.
Why does Chinese people got anything to do with it?
Yeah, because at some point in time, I know they fed me some kind of cat or something in my food. So,
Well, they served you
just
cat, they served me cat. They served you dog, they served me dog.
and plus, they really do look. They kind of snob on us black people. They get excited when they see white people, but really pay attention to Chinese people when you really go into their restaurants and you get around them. As a black person, they look at you like, just get your food and go. Now, if we're in some, you see it in the movies, hurry up and buy and all that. A white person come roll up in the store, they don't bother them.
So I want to say this, and it's kind of stemming off of what Mark Cuban said and stuff that he apologized for, with walking on the side of the street and you see a black kid in a hoodie. As a business owner, if I was going to have a business, a storefront, and in a neighborhood notorious for minorities coming in, loitering, and not paying money, and then sometimes talking shit. You remember Do the Right Thing? Just talking shit.
Mm-hmm.
You have these obnoxious ones that make it bad for everybody, just going around talking shit to the store owners, disrespecting them. But when you got somebody from the other race, white people or whatever, they come in, for the most part, they're polite, and then they come in with a purpose to spend money, not just to hang out. So I don't know if it's the fact that it's race relations based off of your skin color, or it's the fact, or in conjunction, just speaking with the Chinese people, in conjunction with the fact that they have experienced black people coming in, not spending money, having cards declined, not having enough money, or whatever, just loitering or treating them like shit. Because to be honest with you, I know a lot of minorities that feel a sense of entitlement and have no reason to feel that way, because they haven't gone through civil rights. They haven't done anything to help the movement of race relations. All they do is hurt it, and they feel the sense of entitlement. They want their 40 acres and a mule, and don't know a damn thing about being a regular, upstanding citizen. That's all they want. Give me this. Oh, my ancestors went through that. Don't say shit to me, white guy. And you call them they call white people racial slurs and dare them to say something back. Dare them. And I can't stand that shit. I can't stand it. And they do the same thing to the Chinese people. They call them racial slurs. I'm not going to say the racial slur, but we all know what the racial slur for Chinese people are. And they call them that, and it's just wrong.
That's
and
right.
I don't agree with it.
Zipper eyes.
Yeah, but I mean, ah. So are you? How about you, Jimmy? Do you feel that while the Constitution says a lot of things, does it hold weight in today's society?
No, because people can't hardly say what they want to say before people call them racist.
Yeah, and Donald Sterling wants the NBA to apologize for calling him a racist. Um, I mean,
Listen,
look.
we're not.
Before
That's
you
not.
say something,
Hold on.
before you say something, I want to let you. I don't know if you listened to Friday's show, but I put it in perspective that maybe Donald Sterling is just a bona fide all-around asshole, and he hates Magic Johnson that much because he first of all he was on the rival team and he took a picture with his mistress and the team that he owns. One of the member of the team took a picture with his mistress. And did he not say when he said don't bring them to the game? Was he talking about anybody associated with Magic Johnson, or was he talking about black people?
All
Like,
right.
do
So
we even know that?
now that now that you're done giving excuses for that fucker, it's just everybody's going off of his past, not just what he said there.
Mhm.
He's done a lot of racist things.
I mean, being a bad landlord don't make you be right, but it's not
Being,
still
being
ain't
a
coming out
bad
being.
listen, being a bad landlord and saying straight up that you don't want blacks there.
But how, like Charlie just said, how you know he's saying blacks in general, or he's not just talking about
He has he
Magic
has
Johnson?
he has issues. Listen, he has issues with black people, and you see the way he tried to clear it all up is like I give to the NAACP. Yeah, okay.
The
So
NAACP was going to give him an award before all this came out.
all that, listen, all that is a big. If you ask me, all that's a big hoopla conspiracy. They just wanted his money, and yeah, they said we'll make you look good. Listen, it's all ridiculousness.
So let's think about the NAACP. And a lot of people are going to get pissed off for what I say about this. Since the civil rights movement, what the hell has the NAACP really done?
Now, I won't discredit them. There's a lot of their chapters that are, really, contributing to the African American community, and they are sponsoring a lot of things. You just don't hear about it as much. I mean, there's a lot of things that are being done, but you just don't hear about it because the negative outweighs the positive.
That is
So
true.
that's basically what it is. Like, I can go out and I can feed 1 million black kids and sponsor them, but you'll have like 3 shootings in the neighborhood, and guess what's going to be on the news? Not the positive stuff.
That is true. I must agree with that. I must agree. But if the NAACP knew about Donald Sterling's past, and they had to know about him being
They knew.
they had to know. So why would they give him an award? Is it just the funneling of money that he gave them, and they
So
felt the need to, recognize him for something?
now, don't quote me on this. I'm not 100% sure, but I think I was reading something that said the person that was in charge of the chapter for the division that was going to give him the award, they were, I want to say, they had some shady doings. Let me just clean it up. They had some shady doings with them as well. So all that's being looked at, and it's a big damn mess.
Well, they resigned. I think that person that you're talking about
Yeah, that
resigned.
person resigned because he had shady doings anyway. So you get two shady people together, they're gonna work together to do what they want.
That's true. I mean, and then you got Steve Ballmer that's is going to buy the team $2 billion. This is what it is. I just want us to get back to basketball and not this shit because it takes away from the game.
Maybe let's just start damn football.
Exactly. We don't have this problem in football. We know half the owners in the NFL are racist. We just don't fucking care.
3 months.
We just want to see somebody get knocked the hell out. That's all we want.
Mm-hmm.
You see, the NFL contains all that. Look,
They
I
don't play that.
know,
They don't
I
play that.
I know for a fact. I mean, I could just tell you because of the nature of football. There is some racist shit that gets said. Look at Incognito. You think that was the tip of the iceberg? That is not even the tip of the iceberg. That is regular conversation. If somebody just got butt hurt or hurt, you can say something meaningless to somebody that you say all the time to them, and they say, "Yeah, that's okay for you to say to me." But if somebody in the distance hears it, it seems totally, totally off-brand to them, and they go run and tell that. And then you gotta act like, oh yeah, I'm offended now because why would you let them say that to you? So you just gotta go along with it, turn your back on them, and then act like a bitch because now you wanna act right and be like, yeah, you called me the N-word. And Incognito's like, man, I call you that all the time. You said it was all right. So so now the dude freaking like quit the team or whatever. He wasn't good enough to play regardless, so he probably is gonna get cut. I mean, it's just a whole bunch of shit. Like, you think that's the tip of the iceberg? No, that goes on all the time in the locker room. But guess what? Them lawyers will not let that shit get out like they did in the NBA. Will not let them get out. They will change the name of the Redskins before they let that shit get out.
No, they won't. They'll never change that Redskins name.
I think they should change it for the simple fact
No,
that
no,
no,
no.
no. Here's why I say it. What is it gonna hurt? They changed
No.
they changed the name of the Washington Bullets, and everybody quickly forgot about the fact that the Washington team in basketball was called the Bullets. And then they was like, man, you know what? That's not appropriate for us to call them the Bullets. They might be taken in the wrong context. Let's call them the Wizards. Ain't not a wizard to come from freaking DC. Really? No? All right. So I think they should change the name of the Redskins. Still call them an Indian name.
Yeah, with that.
They just need to keep it the same, man. I mean, it ain't gonna hurt none.
Somebody is always going to get offended with everything.
Every damn thing.
Is
Bunch of damn sissies.
and all you can do these days is try to
Yeah.
accommodate the masses. Like the whole thing about the kids growing up and the wussification of the youth. Everybody has to win. Nobody can lose, and blah blah blah. And everybody gets a ribbon. I mean, and then you get into the workspace and you're like, I don't know why I got fired. Why the hell did I not get a promotion? And you're not socialized like you're supposed to be. And then it carries over to the same complaining people about like somebody comes out and says, oh, I'm gay, and then they get pissed off because you call them gay, and like, didn't you just say that you're gay? And like, or somebody's like, I'm a midget. Please don't call me a midget. Like, we called you a midget for 500 years, and now you want to be called little people.
Little people.
Like little people. Like, what's the fucking difference?
A dwarf.
Midget, a dwarf. Like, you want to be called a Disney
Oompa Loompa.
character? No. First of all, you don't want to be called midget. You don't want to be called a little person. You want to be named after a Disney character. Are you sleepy, dopey? What? I don't know. You want to be called a dwarf? Okay, fine, whatever. So you're gonna get offended to the point to where you want to be referred to as a Disney character. Wonderful. Do that.
Dopey.
Dopey. You're fucking dope. So you got tall people that get pissed off if you say, hey man, you tall like a tree. And they're like, hey, you talking about I'm tall like a tree. Are you not tall like a tree? Like, and then like, or somebody you see that's dumb. It's like, hey, you dumb as shit. I ain't dumb as shit. Can you spell your name? Nope. Well, shit, you got proof that they're dumb as shit, but they get offended that you call them dumb as shit. Well, if you're offended, that means you accepted the fact that you are dumb as shit. You are just upset that somebody acknowledged the fact that what you already know. Okay? So that is the basis of being offended. You already knew what's going on. You're just mad that they noticed too.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, the culture we live in is messed up. No matter what you do. You could be called a racist when you didn't say any racial slurs. You could be not called a racist and you said a racial slur, but because of your popularity, people overlooked it. Hey, guess what? Guess what? Guess who said a racial slur about their kid? Madonna said at the N-word, and people just looked over it because of her popularity. It's like, she used to have sex with Dennis Rodman and probably Tupac and other. She has a biracial child. She could do it. So I mean,
But it still don't make it right though.
it doesn't make it right. But in some areas of culture, humans are notorious for doing two things: forgetting and forgiving. For the main fact that we forget, and then for the fact that we forgive because we get some type of benefit for forgiving them. If you're a fan, like, okay, if Jay-Z would have hit Solange,
That's a wrap.
it's a wrap. His career was probably done, or
You know, probably.
or 2 years would have passed, and then everybody would have forgot about it.
No, he'd been done.
Look, okay, Chris Brown would have been okay if he didn't do any other crazy stuff. Okay, Chris Brown.
You know, Chris
threw
Brown
chairs
got
down buildings.
Chris Brown got he kind of got over because a Jay-Z and a Chris Brown would never be the same because the simple fact of Jay-Z has a lot behind him. Chris Brown, he don't really got nothing. But Jay-Z, oh, that's a man who got a lot. So why not try to bring him down to, a standard? Let's make an example once and for all out of somebody, and why not him? So if he'd have hit that woman, shit. Him and Beyonce, they'd have been messed up in the game real bad.
Said that
Beyonce could have just been standing there. And if he'd have hit her, that'd have been a wrap. How did you let this man hit your sister? And man, listen.
So they would have did them kind of like Donald Sterling.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
In the same way, like run on with the story for a couple of months, try to take away everything he has, and then look, he probably would have been fighting out of defense because either way she hit him first. They're like, why did you hit her? You're a guy, you shouldn't hit a girl. And that's all back to the double standards. Like you have some chick slapping you in the face. What are you supposed to do? And then it's like a two-edged sword. You don't do anything, people appreciate you but make fun of you at the same time. If you do something, people be like, I would have did the same thing, or they would be like, you're a terrible effing person because you hit a woman. So the masses are never happy. Like how do we have a paradigm shift between like from going to see people getting hanged, beheaded, and pulled apart by the seams to where we don't want to see any type of thing on TV, or we get offended by every little word.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how that happened. We have PETA. And here's a crazy thing. I understand where Peter's coming from technically, but it doesn't fucking make sense. We have PETA that is trying to make sure that cockfighting and animals don't get mistreated. But in the same token, we have Americans coming from poverty that have no way out of the hood but to fight, be a prize fighter, and make money that way and get beat up in the ring, sanctioned fighter. They get beat up in the ring, kicked in the head, punched in the head, whatever, knocked out. It is okay for someone to knock someone out if they have a $6 million purse attached to them. It doesn't make any fucking sense how society has the double standard. Let's protect the animals. Let's not give a shit about the humans. You know, um, I don't know. Let's save the chickens. It's cruel to the chickens. Let's save the damn chickens. We're gonna eat the chickens anyway. We're not gonna eat that chicken, but we're not gonna eat his cousin over here, that's sitting over there chilling, waiting for his head to get cut off. Yeah, and the whole fact that cruelty to animals. Yeah, don't treat the chicken like that. But guess what? Back in the day, they used to wring the chicken's head off. Isn't that cruel? And nobody talks about that shit. They talk about how they try to grow them too quick. I bet you still fucking eat the chicken, right? Chicken's
Damn right I
still
would.
good, right? Then there's farm raised chicken. Oh, I'm gonna get a farm raised chicken. I'm like, they're still killing the chicken to give you on a plate. The end result is the chicken is going to die a death and show up in your local grocer's freezer. Okay, that is the end result. You're worried about how the chicken lives out its life. I'm worried about the end result being the same thing. The chicken is going to end up in your freezer. Doesn't matter. You don't know if that chicken got slapped around when it was a baby chick. You don't know if that chicken got poked in the butt when it was running around. You don't. You don't know. You don't know if that chicken was a whore. You don't know if that chicken got raped by the rooster. You don't know that.
Just
Yeah.
bring the chicken to my damn plate.
You don't know that. Right? You don't know if the cow got tipped every other day. You don't know if the cow got prodded the wrong way unless you do extensive research. But how do you know that pack of beef in your freezer happened to be the cow that got mistreated? You don't know that. You don't know. All you care about is eating. And then you're like, don't treat the animals that way. But guess what? You eat vegetables. How about the vegetables? They're living entities also. So don't give a shit about the vegetables. Just pick the vegetables up and twist them and shuck them and do all this shit. So double standards everywhere. Then people get offended about the vegetables. What the fuck are you supposed to eat then? I don't understand. You don't eat the meat, but I bet you that damn same chicken that you were trying to save, if you died right there, that chicken will peck every fucking piece of flesh off of your body. Like you didn't give a shit. I'm just saying. I'm done. I'm sorry.
No, tell them why you mad.
I just don't. It's the basis of society is double standards, which pisses me off. Okay, it is. I just don't understand the whole thing. Just like the First Amendment, it's a double standard. Feel free to say what you want, but you're gonna pay major consequences based on what you say. You have a right to bear arms, but you're probably gonna get locked up because you're not supposed to have that because you got to get licensed. But you had the right based on the Constitution. But guess what? You still can't carry it.
You used to have the right until you get the concealed weapon permit.
You used to have it right because they need a lot of militiamen to walk around and kill the redcoats.
Well, you good gentlemen, I have to roll.
Yeah, me too.
Got some something to do.
So it was wonderful having you guys on the show. Thank you for being on the show. We'll gotta do it again next week. Hopefully, Marvin, you be back in regular mood status and yelling, so we have to turn the volume down. But
This is strange having this calm. I don't know if it's the calm before the storm next week, or
I'm pretty sure my storm's gonna come out tomorrow. Somebody about to hear it.
I felt the need to overcompensate because the fact that you were so calm, and this had to be a lively show. I felt that I needed.
I know I wasn't. I'm very, very sorry. Oh, my frequent listeners that like to hear me scream and yell and just talk kind of crazy, racist, weird stuff. I will be back to my normal dissing, cursing, probably screwing something. I don't know. We'll see.
Oh yeah. All right. So Marvin, tell people how to find you.
Facebook, Marvin Hodges. Never changes. Always the same. Nothing more. Nothing less.
Oh, before we go, just wanted to say R.I.P. to So, Maya Angelou.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
definitely. A
I just
great voice in history, not just black, but just in history. Period. Definitely words that have motivated a lot of people of
hmm
all cultures. So
Yeah.
definitely is a very hard loss, but it definitely left us with a lot of inspiration and words. So if you're not familiar with her, please take some time out to read some of the sisters' stuff and really get to understand her and embrace it.
Yeah,
That's all.
always spoke of positive things, so that's good. Society needs positive things and outlooks and motivation. So, Jimbo, tell them about your show and where to find you.
Jimbo knows it's going to come on Wednesday night at 10 o'clock, and we're going to talk about the final rounds of the playoffs.
Bullshit.
You can find me on Facebook, Jimmy Banks, Google Plus, Jimmy E. Banks. You can find me on Twitter, Jimbo2914, Instagram, Jimbos 2006, and that's it.
So we're gonna try to work on getting your show on iTunes. Just gotta make a. I'll show you how to do that, by the way.
All right.
It's free, but it's a few steps you gotta do. So this show, Shootin Da Ish, is on iTunes until they take it down because of the explicit content. I'm just kidding. You know, there's a lot of explicit content on there. So this is just another drop in the basket. But follow the show on iTunes, Shootin Da Ish, um, and follow the community and the blog site, livingroomproductions.blogspot.com, and Living Room Productions podcast channel on Google Plus. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, not much on Twitter, Google Plus, and YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTube channels, for God's sake. I want to see more emails that said, hey, subscribe, you got a subscriber. I want to hear more people say, hey, that was a great show, instead of asking me, hey, what's that show about? When you saw my status update, you could just read. You know, you know,
Join the goddamn show. God damn it.
just listen. Look, we give it to you video, we give it to you audio. There's no fucking excuse.
We got some Braille coming soon. Just enjoy the goddamn show.
We got some what coming soon?
Some Braille. Braille.
That's not gonna happen, first of all.
You just took us back 20 years, man. What the hell wrong with you?
Braille writing.
Braille. So you know how you know how much things will get taken out of context if the show is in Braille?
Everything.
That is not a good idea. Hopefully they can hear and somebody can play the audio for them. Hopefully they're not blind and deaf. Let's just hope the best case scenario you're not both. Okay? Just hoping. I've heard of blind deaf people, and that is a terrible, terrible thing. But they do cope, and they do operate better than some people that have all their senses. So whatever, they find a way to listen or watch. I don't know how it works, but anyway, you guys have a great week. Jimbo knows Wednesday.
Yes.
Mavcast on Friday. I think we got another
Summer review next
Summer
Sunday.
review
next
Sunday.
Sunday. I
That
think
show was good today.
Edge
Yep.
of Tomorrow.
Yep. Huh? What's tomorrow?
Edge of Tomorrow. That's what they're gonna review the show, the movie.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna see that. It's Tom Cruise. You just gotta.
Suck it up.
Yeah, you just gotta do it. Maleficent was good. I do encourage people to go see that. That was a
Really?
good.
It was good?
Oh, it was good. Yeah, it was better than I thought it would be. Angelina Jolie is a beast. I just want to say that.
Just some
She's a
DSLs.
I mean, she played. I think she was the only one that could play that character in that role. Okay, the way that she portrayed Maleficent. If you didn't know who the whoever that made the witch out to be or the evil fairy, the name is Maleficent. And that story, the story was so good it made sense. It should have been the original story. Okay, should have been the original story. So forget what you thought about Sleeping Beauty. Disney kind of set everything right. So just go and watch that. It's really good. Uh, yeah, Edge of Tomorrow. Hope that's good. I'm waiting for Transformers. You know what? I think I'm the only one geeked about wanting to see Guardians of the Galaxy. I really think people are going to sleep on that, and that's going to be an awesome movie.
We shall see.
Yeah, dude. Transformers. Enough said.
Yep. That should be an awesome movie.
Yep, and some others to come. I heard Ninja Turtles are coming out.
August, I think.
Yep, haven't seen the trailer for that yet, but
YouTube.
YouTube
Yeah,
it.
you can YouTube
Yeah.
it.
I'll do that tonight. All right, so thank you guys for being on the show. I'm going to end the live broadcast now. You guys have a great week. I'll talk to you later, and have a good Monday, because you know Mondays nobody likes Mondays.
Oh, I'd like to give a birthday shout out.
Go ahead.
So tomorrow is a very special day for a very special person. It is my sister, my big sister's birthday. So she's probably listening to the show. So I want to give a big happy birthday shout out to an amazing woman, my sister, Leslie Hodges. Yeah, I can definitely give her a round of applause. Well, as you just did. She is, like I said, a very good, great woman. Definitely helped me and encouraged me a lot in life. So, all right.
Good. All right. I'm glad she kept you out of jail. Good. I'm just kidding.
I will stab you.
Thank you so much, Jimbo. All
Thank
right.
you. Thank you, sir.
Let's roll.
All right.
Out.